Who would have thought that breaking something would make it beautiful? That's exactly what happened here in western Arkansas as geologic processes folded and cracked the earth, forming the Ouachita mountain range, exposing veins filled with quartz crystals. It's quartz crystals in the famous quartz crystal capital of the world, Mount Ida, on this episode of Rock Hounding USA. When you think pyrite, you think of those gloriously perfect cubes from the mines in Spain. And when you think amethyst, your brain conjures images of dark green geodes filled with thousands of deep purple crystals. But when you think clear quartz crystals, you think of Mount Ida, also known as the quartz crystal capital of the world. The weather was warm, and the rolling green folds of the Ouachita Mountains were calling out to Chase and I for another rock hounding adventure. Our first stop along U.S. Route 270 deep in the heart of Arkansas was at a fabulous rock shop that was not only home to thousands of pounds of museum-grade quartz specimens, but was also the gateway to the famous Stanley Mine atop Fisher Mountain. And here I am today with my main rock hounding sidekick Chase, and our first stop in Mount Ida is Judy's. Of course, Judy has the famous Fisher Mountain Mine, and we're going to see if its reputation is worthy of its reputation. Supposedly there's very clear crystals to be found on Fisher Mountain. Stay tuned, let's find out. Chase and I left Judy's shop and headed south along Logan Gap Road for about 2.5 miles and finally turned west onto a rough gravel road that headed up Fisher Mountain. There was a locked gate to protect the mining area, and would-be collectors must get a key at Judy's shop. Road out to the mine, not the worst I've ever been on, but you definitely want to make sure you have a vehicle with a bit of clearance, especially right after you go through the gate. There's a very steep spot, and then it gets a little bit better. It's about 1.5 miles down this iron-stained gravel road. Once you go through the gate, it's to the collecting area, to the mine on Fisher Mountain. Crystals are great, but you can't beat when you come to a collecting area that has this kind of view. This is looking from the parking area just before you get to the mine, from the top of Fisher Mountain, looking out across the green folded ripples of the Ouachita. Absolutely beautiful. The pine trees, the winds blowing, white clouds rolling. When it comes to collecting, it just doesn't get much better than this. All right, we've left the parking area here at Fisher Mountain, and we are heading down to the collecting area. Looks like the sun is just now breaking through this overcast. Feels like low 80s. Got a wonderful breeze up here on the top of Fisher Mountain. And looks like a very expansive collecting area. And we are excited to see. We've heard that there's some nice clear crystals, especially to be found on the lower end of the collecting area. And my main man Chase back there lugging the bucket. One of the best reasons to have kids, to do the free physical labor. Can I get a little bit of a groan back there? Little groan? No groan. We'll see what's ahead here at Fisher Mountain. There we go, looking down to the lower end of the collecting area here. Lots of material to go through, lots of things to crack, lots of veins to explore. Looks like Chase is already busy. This little slab of broken sandstone is a good illustration of what happened in this region. Of course, the region was folded and cracked and buckled by geological forces, and then later we had these quartz deposits that flowed through as high temperature fluids coursed through the cracks. And of course, where there was openings, where there were gaps, where there were vugs, we can get crystal pockets. So this is a miniature example of what happened on a much larger scale here in the Ouachita. Sometimes you can take a gad bar and use it like a chisel. Clear away. Chasing down the quartz veins here on Fisher Mountain. For those not interested in hard rock mining, just bring any type of sifter. There are loose crystals in the eroded sandstone in every direction.
First nice point, it was butt up in the soil like that. Saw just a little bit of the facet and used my GAD bar to dig around it a little bit.
And now here is that same little beauty after a bit of oxalic acid and rinsing. Simply gorgeous.
A lot of very fine crystal points along the rocks here, and just a tremendous number of small crystals have weathered out, just lying in the dirt all around. We're going to head towards the lower end of the Fisher Mountain collecting area because follow where gravity has taken the crystals that have weathered out or broken out of the strata. Here's a nice little plate I just liberated after about 6-7 minutes of GAD bar and my rock pick and a chisel. Liberated this little plate. It'll be nice, cleaned up.
Here's that same crystal plate again after 2 rounds of oxalic acid and rinsing. I'd say she's a keeper.
The entire area got all these thin veins with druses, with small crystals again under a 1/2 inch, but just diamonds in the sun just about everywhere you look on every boulder. Fantastic. All right, I'm at the bottom of the hill here on Fisher Mountain, looking up at the tailings of the mine area here. And lots of float crystals. Every time the sun says hello, the crystals say, look at me. Fantastic. Great place to sift through just float material. Or if you want, you can also obviously chase down the seams and the veins. And again, you're not going to get size, but you will get quality. As I was walking back up to our vehicle to retrieve our newspapers to wrap our specimen, just looking in the dirt, every time the sun would pop out, these little beauties would gleam back at you. They're everywhere. I have been impressed with the clarity of the crystals here at Judy's, which is what I've heard online and from different people in our Rockhound Facebook group have said that the crystals at Judy's are unmatched for clarity, and I'm beginning to agree with them. So right here in the first pit, as you come into Fisher Mountain, Chase and I found a nice vein that's been playing out with a lot of nice points. Chase, show me some things what we got here. Look at that. So just dozens of points like this in this little vein that's been running along through here. We're going to chase it uphill, and though there's plenty more where that came from, we've already found dozens of points just as clear as glass. Right, Chase, let's keep where I can see more glinting out at us. And I see a big one that's ready to be uncovered. Let's get the stick and let's go after this big guy right here. Here we go. Chase, hold on. Let's get the stick.
This?
And yep, and let's try digging that guy out. Go slow.
It's in the rock.
Good. Don't worry about that. Let's go after that another one. All right, let's see what we can do. Want me to go after it?
No.
Oh boy, there's lots more there. They're coming down with it. I see you just knocked one down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go after it. Go under it. Go under it. We could have a bonanza here. Sandstone breaks fairly easily. Of course, it's degraded in quite a few areas here, and then they got all the clay. Okay, getting into a little bit of the pocket here. Lots to go through. Nice. Just crystal clear. Beautiful. Another one just popped out of there. Crystal clear. We're going to definitely have to search downhill of everywhere that we're digging. We are knocking a lot of stuff loose. There we go. Exposing some. Okay, now we're getting on the back side of the glory hole here. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, rolling. Oh, nice. Look at that beauty that just came right out of that clay pocket. Nice. There's more. There's more. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, look at how clear. Absolutely some of the clearest quartz I've ever seen. Absolutely clear. And it's just coming. Look at every handful of this clay is yielding treasures. Getting a nice collection here of just absolutely stunningly clear quartz crystals here on Fisher Mountain. It's just like Christmas morning, but instead of opening up wrapping paper and boxes, you're opening up the red clay and seeing the treasures that are inside. Well, here on Fisher Mountain, like a lot of places, we started finding a lot of float crystals that were pretty good size. And so you start following them uphill to find the source vein. And it looks like we have. And so right behind me here is the source of a lot of this float. And so we're going to see if we can't work this big outcropping right here. If nothing else, collect a lot of the float because it's everywhere. Here's one of the veins. People have been working pretty hard. A lot of pockets have been dug into. Just awesome. Looking at the geology here, you can see the cracks filled with the quartz deposits. A lot of milky quartz, but then get into these holes and you can see there's still even some crystals back there in those pockets. It's here, not large crystals, but the quality is spectacular. Chase found this little beauty. Look at that clarity, look at that luster. Nice find there, bud. Right, Chase and I were headed down to our hydration station to get some DHMO, some dihydrous monoxide, some water, and I saw this little guy peeking at me. Let's see what we got here. Oh, what? Look at that. To borrow from the Crystal Collector, another fantastic YouTube channel, as Brian would say, what? We love you, Brian. Man, look at that beaut. So, as you know, that's drifted. This is float. It was not a matrix, so you got to track it uphill. It's beautiful. All right, after our last hydration station break, we came back to the place where I found that last beautiful crystal. And now, take a look at this floater. Literally 2 feet from where I found the last one, about this same size. So we know we're close to a pocket. We're going to track this bad boy down. Well, we put in about 4.5 hours here on Fisher Mountain, me and my trusted rockhound sidekick Chase, and we have found just some beautiful float crystals in the eroded sandstone sediment, heavily oxidized sediment, but the crystals are just absolutely clear, free of any kind of oxide coating, which is really good. Just a minimal amount of cleaning can be required. Lots of veins to chase in this area, small pockets again. This area is not known for its large crystals, but for the quality of the clarity of the crystals. We're wore out. We're going to head to the motel, jump in the pool, turn the water red from all the oxide that's deposited on our bodies. But it's been a great time here, first stopping at Judy's Crystal Shop and then heading up here to Fisher Mountain. Randy and Chase signing off from the old Stanley Mine on top of Fisher Mountain. We'll catch you on the review and wrap up.
I am confident that we could have uncovered larger treasures if we had brought the heavy mining gear and invested more time in chasing the pockets that lie within the veins. That being said, we are thrilled with the beauties that we brought home and the rich memories that will always be with us. The wonderful weather, the expansive collecting area, and the breathtaking scenery were the perfect ingredients for a memorable father and son rock hounding expedition. Each year in October, Mount Ida is also host to the World Championship Quartz Crystal Dig. Entrants come from all over the world to see who will earn bragging rights in finding the best single crystal or the best overall cluster. Who knows? Perhaps Chase and I will once again head south several weeks from now and join in those festivities. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel. And if you get a few moments, hop on over to our web store where we have great rock hounding t-shirts, sweatshirts with just that right message for the rock hound in all of us. Thanks.